All right. Today we are going to be talking about how to choose your partner wisely. We're going to give them 5 things to look for, okay, when choosing their partner. Because I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she was telling me about a situation that a family member of hers is going through. And I'm like, this sucks so bad that she's going through that with her partner. It's like,
is there a particular reason why you're being so vague? What's the situation?
well, I am being vague, but the situation is, the girl just had a baby, and she just gave birth, and her partner is just not it. Like, he has issues mentally. He's abusing her emotionally, and he doesn't help with the kid, the babies or whatever. And it's like, that sucks really bad. Like, nobody ever goes into a relationship feeling like this is gonna be trash. You know what I mean? Like, let's make sure it's the worst scenario ever. Like, nobody ever goes into it like that. But I think that their decision making process is not fully thought out when they're choosing a partner. Like, a lot of times people choose a partner off solely because they're cute, because they're attracted to them. Like, they look good.
Which is shallow. It's very shallow.
Initially, though, that's usually the initial
attraction,
yes. Right? Like, their partner's physical attributes. And they don't consider anything else because their partner is cute. And then you have people that are okay with certain types of partners just because of their self-esteem and their, trauma or whatever, right? So let's help people out with 5 things to look for. All right?
All right.
So first, though, what are your deal breakers? Like, do you have deal breakers?
Absolutely. Everybody should.
Well, I'm saying, I know you have. I'm pretty sure. I think everybody has deal breakers.
Everybody should have deal breakers.
But think about that when you're choosing your partner, for sure. Like, that's not number 1, but that's number 1 at the same time. Like, what are your deal breakers? Think about that. And then, like, how set are you on those deal breakers? Like, now, what are yours, though?
Lord, where do we start?
Before we get into the 5 things to look for.
When we do stuff like this, though, it's kind of unfair because we've been together so long. So my deal breakers now may not have been anything what they would have been when I was younger.
Okay.
But, jeez. If we don't start with...
Just give me 3. Give me your top 3.
We're going to start with the beginning, the initial attraction. There's deal breakers in that.
But,
right?
Oh, Lord, you about to break it all the way down?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
That's the whole point of the podcast, right?
Okay.
So we're going to break it down. Deal breakers on initial attraction, right? Style.
Okay. That's number 1 for you?
No, there's no particular order.
Okay.
We were just talking about the initial attraction. When you see somebody, they see you.
Okay.
What goes on? Style.
Okay.
There's certain things I just don't like. There's certain things women do that we already had the podcast about I just don't like.
Okay.
Pretty much all of them are deal breakers for me. So a woman without style, because I ain't got none. So one of us have to have style. I'm very simple.
It's a simple, but it's still a style.
All I'm saying is somebody got to have the style in the relationship. I expect it to be my lady. Right?
And is.
So if she ain't got no style, I hate them flat shoes. There's just certain things I just can't stand. But that's just me.
Okay.
Too much makeup, the super lashes. No, I don't like none of that. So that's first and foremost. So once we get past that, now I like you as far as you're attractive to me. I like your style. Now we got to go into, there's so many things. Speech patterns. That's a killer for me. Some people, I just can't stand the way they talk. So it's hard to have a conversation with them. If you can't have a conversation with them, I'm not going to be attracted to you.
Okay.
Voices that are too high. There's not really a too low, but voices that are too high, too squeaky.
I feel the agreement.
It's not really a too low because if you pay attention, most men, if a woman got a low voice, they be like, damn, that's kind of sexy. If it's too high, it's like, God damn. Like, can we add some bass to your voice or something? Like,
bring the pitch down just a little bit.
So because now we having a conversation, I got to talk to you, right? So your speech pattern matters.
Okay.
Or your intelligence matters.
Okay.
Can you hold a conversation? Like, can you have a deep conversation? I'm not the type of person that want to turn around and have a deep conversation every 2 minutes either. Mm-hmm. So if you one of them, you always want to know what life is about and all that, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, if we had that conversation once a month, okay, but I'm not trying to talk about that.
Because I'd be like, babe.
Yes. I'll be
what
like,
is my purpose? You'd be like, oh, God, here she go.
Here we go down the rabbit hole.
I'd be like, am I doing everything in my purpose? Like, am I walking in my purpose? Am I aligned?
See, a little bit of that, okay. But if that's what we doing,
I hit you with that
at
least once a month.
Talking about you a Cancer, so today you will be X, Y, Z in it. You want to talk about? Come on, like, I just want to have a good day today. That's it.
Okay, so all right, my deal breakers. Are you done with your deal breakers? Oh my God, I was saying top 3, but go on.
We talking relationships here. People, they too easy. There's somebody out there that fits your mold. Maybe not 100%, but close enough.
Okay.
Right. So we go to the speech patterns, intelligence levels, which should match yours. Because if she's way more intelligent than you, that might be a problem for her. But that's one, right?
Okay.
Cleanliness, hygiene, all of that stuff matters.
Okay.
A big one is, and it goes back to your personal appearance, but hair. Some people they do too much. Like, some people overdo the baby hairs. That's not attractive.
I got baby hair.
Some people overdo the baby hairs.
They be hitting their eyebrows.
The baby hair bangs and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, back to the physical, there's a lot of things women do. The way you walk, you know what I mean? Are you sexy just
Those are deal breakers for you, though?
Like,
if somebody had, like, the extravagant baby hairs?
She ain't got no style.
Wow.
To me, that's my personal preference. I'm sure somebody out there is like, yo, if her baby hairs ain't on her chin, I don't want her. I know that. There's somebody weird out there like that, and that's cool. Okay. But what I'm saying is,
okay.
Like, then you got to get to, it's just so many pieces.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's start with our 5 things.
I don't know.
And we're going to elaborate. No, we have 5 things to look for when looking for a partner. Let's not, because I don't want to get off the thing. But first thing, are they financially responsible? That's a big one to me.
Dang, but that's like, how you going to find that out?
I mean, you find it. I mean, okay.
You got to be with the person for a minute to find that out.
No, not all the time. Not all the time. Because I know somebody, they always had financial issues, and it wasn't because they was broke. They was broke because they always made the craziest decisions.
Well, yes, those people do exist.
But
how are you supposed to know that without?
Because they tell you. A lot of times you'll know. A lot of times you'll know.
But what if we don't know how much money they have? That also matters.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, look, those are things to look for. Are they financially responsible? Like, are they always like have an issue with, I can't pay my bills this month because I bought some shoes? Like, there's people out there, they're going to tell you what's going on. Mm-hmm. There's tons. We had a friend. We have a friend. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy me a chain," and he was riding the bus. A grill. It was a grill. It was a grill because it was another guy that I had met. He was like, "I'm gonna buy me a grill," and I was like, "But you don't even have a car, so you're gonna be rocking a grill on the bus, basically, or." And he just was so adamant about that. I said, but what? Okay, so why do you feel like having a grill is more important than having a car when you're struggling to get place to place from A to B to Z, whatever? And he's just like, a grill, that's a part of my image. And I'm like, but what does that have to do with you getting from place to place?
He said he could take the bus.
So for me, that would have been a red flag. I would have been like, you good, homie. Like, get your little grill, do everything you want to do, but you ain't doing it with me. You know what I mean? Like, I would not personally choose a partner like that, because reason why I say look to see if they're financially responsible, because if you plan on having a relationship with them, you plan on starting a family with them, you do not want to create a future with somebody that can potentially put y'all in the streets, period. or they can't take care of their responsibilities, like financially, like paying the bills. Like there's always something and why the lights are off. It's always something why there's no groceries in the fridge or whatever. Remember when so in LA, we used to go to Skid Row. A lot of you guys that live in LA, y'all know where this is. And basically Skid Row is home of the homeless people. Like there's tons of homeless people it's an area downtown. And anyway, we used to go there every week. Me and you, I'm telling them, we used to go there every week and do food, clothes, things like that, give food and clothes, make meals, stuff like that. And I met this couple. They're a young couple, had to be about 24, 25. And the guy was like, yeah, we here because I just made some real bad financial decisions. Like I just made some bad decisions in my life. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I always talk to them, I talk to everybody, just kind of asking like, what are you good at? What do you want to do? That type of thing. I've always been like that, right? Just wanting to know people's passion, wanting to know what they want to do in life. Like how did you end up here? Is it by choice? Because some people, they're homeless because they want to be. They don't want any responsibilities and stuff like that. But this guy was like, I just made some really bad decisions. And the girl was right there with him, like on his side, just like.
It's a ride or die.
No, I'm not riding or dying.
If you can survive being broke with somebody.
I understand that logic, honey, but serious. At the same time, I'm not going to put myself in a position on purpose anyway to be with someone. And I say on purpose because you have a choice. When you see that this person is financially irresponsible or they just do not make good decisions, good life decisions, and you continue to stay, you are going to be affected by that. If you're okay with that, cool. I'm not okay with it.
We was broke together.
And what did I tell you in the relationship ultimatum podcast? If you guys go back and listen to that, I told you that when we were younger and I was busting my behind and you was just on the video games, what did I tell you? I said, I'm not doing this with you. You can play video games till the wheels fall off by yourself.
But that also ain't the only time that we was down bad.
No, but I'm saying like if you're trying, that's different. But if as an adult, if I feel like you are financially irresponsible, it would be irresponsible of me to stay with you. Not financially, like if you're having financial problems, right? Some people have financial problems because things come up, and I understand that. I'm not saying everybody should be like throwing cash and having cash every 5 seconds. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if you've made decisions, if you've constantly made horrible financial decisions, that means you are financially irresponsible. And it would be irresponsible of me to stay. Period.
So basically you're saying if I got $2,000 in the bank and rent costs $2,000.
Okay.
And I go get a $2,000 chain.
I'm leaving. That's what I'm saying. Like that, because that would piss me off. But I know people like that. Like I know people that I know girls, some of my friends have dealt with men like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you stay, you're a fool because he gonna keep doing this. Like one girl, the guy always bought shoes. Now, if he bought shoes and he flipped them things, that's different. You buy shoes say you bought shoes for $500, you flip it, and now it's $1,500 because they are a classic or something like that, a throwback, a retro, whatever. Cool, that means you're a hustler. Mm-hmm. Now, if you buy them for $500 and you don't know how to resell them, then you're a damn fool. That would piss me off too. So it just really depends.
That style though.
He can have style by himself. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I would just say, look for, if you can, if they are financially responsible.
I get what you're saying, though.
And, it's kind of it's a tricky one. It is. It is tricky because you're not necessarily going to know everybody's finances and stuff like that right off the bat. But once you find out, where do you go from there?
Gotcha.
That's the thing. All right. You want to read off number 2?
I don't have the list you got.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
Check your text messages.
This is where I got this from. This is not the same. That's why I said I got something different.
All right. Okay. How well do they communicate? That's number 2. You find that out right off top.
Yep. And dealing with men, though, that could be kind of a double-edged sword sometimes, because as much as it's talked about now, men have trouble communicating for the most part, especially with our feelings. And that comes from most of our upbringings that we're told. We men, we ain't got time to be all in your feelings. And plus, a lot of men really care that don't nobody care, so they don't have those conversations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that, I guess you can still be a good communicator though and still have those issues, but some things you can't hold against men. Some men just aren't good communicators. So you got to kind of, when we trust you, that's when you'll really find out how well we communicate. So I feel like that can be a tough one at times.
I understand what you're saying. So how well do they communicate can also be, I don't know, like if you have a problem with something, I would hope that you would tell me instead of harboring it and making it build up into something crazy, assumptions, all that stuff, because that does affect a relationship.
But we're in a different place. We talking new relationships that don't.
Yeah, but isn't that where you really have to? That's where you really have to communicate, because that's when you're learning each other the most. I mean, constantly learning each other, because you're constantly changing. You know, you're always evolving. But I feel like in the beginning, that's when you really have to communicate. Like if somebody does something that you don't like, if it's something that triggers you, or if something, whatever, you have to communicate that so that person don't keep doing it, right?
Yes.
You have to talk about it. So it's like some people in the beginning, they could hold all that in. And then all of a sudden when y'all get into a disagreement, it becomes this big old blow up, this argument, when it could have been resolved in the first place. But I'm saying, how well do they communicate? That is an important thing to look for when choosing a partner.
I 100% agree. I'm just saying that in new relationships, it's just difficult because you don't even know for a fact if you're going to be with this person for 6 months, a year. So you limited on what you want to give that person. You know what I mean? I feel like the communication part usually takes more time, but it's also a reason why a lot of people don't stay together.
Correct.
So that's why I said it's a double-edged sword, because you got to figure out how much to give this person in your communication, and then at the same time you need to communicate in order for y'all to grow.
But I'm not saying tell them your whole life story. I mean communicate, like if we go on a date, for example, if you take me on a first date and I've told you that I hate spicy food, it makes my stomach hurt, whatever, and you'd still take me to a spicy food restaurant, a Cajun restaurant that got spicy food, I'm not going to just sit there and be mad at you and not say nothing. I'm going to be like, all right.
But see, I feel like that communication is a lot easier.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, start there. That's fine.
I feel like most people will be able to get that point across.
You would be surprised at how much people keep in.
Well, I also know that people be desperate to be in relationships with whoever, so they be wanting it to work.
Right. That's true.
And they don't want to say nothing, and they don't want to make the other person upset.
Yeah, but how long do you do that?
Some people
and then for y'all 1 year anniversary, you go back to another spicy restaurant, like, and you gonna be pissed because you never said nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
I get it.
That reminds me of the movie Along Came Polly. Remember when they went? He was such a liar. That movie was so funny to me when they went into that restaurant and
he was sweating.
He was sweating. He had to use the restroom, and it was hilarious. That's what that reminded me of. Number 3 is, how good is the sex? Is it up to par? If you're not having sex until you get married, then this does not pertain to you, or maybe it does for later.
You already know I don't believe in that. I know a lot of people like to throw the good book around, but I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the whole not living together before marriage. I don't believe in none of that. I'm just like, You got to know. I'm sorry, you got to know. When you get married to somebody and you're supposed to just deal with bad sex for the rest of your life.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like
what if they're just not good, not a learning each other thing? They just suck. They're a prude and you're not.
Right.
They only want to do missionary and you want to be flipped over, upside down, throat grabbed, hair pulled, all that, and they're just prudish with it.
Right.
Like, what do you do? Like, I feel like you gotta know before. Like, and granted, for the people who do it and it work out, kudos. That's dope.
Yeah.
That don't happen often. I'm sorry. And that good sex usually comes from learning each other, learning what the other person wants, what the other person needs, and then also communication, and also just not being embarrassed with each other. You know what I'm saying? Some people just, I got to take my clothes off for the first time in front of this person on marriage day. And then you look and it's like, well, damn, that's not what I was expecting.
Oh, that's rude.
And then on top of that, what if you're a woman and you like them big or small, whichever way you like to go, and that person is the exact opposite?
But I feel like even if you're waiting for sex, you gonna know something. You gonna know something. Just like your homeboy that is still a virgin. I'm like, yeah, right.
If he First say of all, he is, he is.
But some people be like, oh, like some women think if they've had anal and it hasn't gone into or oral, it's not sex. They still think. I mean, maybe you're a virgin here, but not here. Maybe you're a virgin here, but not here.
If that man say he a virgin, he a virgin.
Anyways, my point is, no, I'm not judging at all. My point is, maybe I'm judging a little bit, only because of who he is. He's so crazy. Anyway, my point is, with the girl that was with him for that long of a time, you cannot tell me that girl did not know at all, like no idea the size that she was going to deal with. You can't tell me.
I'm pretty sure she knew.
If I'm with you for 10 years, 9 years, 5 years, 4 years, 2 years, I'm going to know what's going on down there. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Okay, because I'm like...
I agree. But it's also that motion in the ocean that you have not experienced. Big or small, you just suck.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, you just suck. Like, I don't know what to do in that situation. I wouldn't know what to... Damn.
So that's why that's...
dead fish thing that women do?
Huh?
The whole dead fish thing that women do, like they just lay there.
I don't know nothing about that. I can't
heard
relate.
About it, baby.
I can't
You've
relate.
heard women talk about that. They don't move. They don't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
For me.
Corey, stop coughing while we're filming. Are you okay? Oh.
That's
Can somebody
hard.
bring Corey a water? Please. I don't want you choking for real. You want some water? Okay. All right. So number 4 is how can, to me, this is another thing to look for. How considerate are they? Does that matter to you?
Absolutely.
It should, but
absolutely.
Like, are they selfish? Like, if you were on fire, would they come help put you out or be like, figure it out? You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, that's way beyond what I'm thinking. Shoot, if I got too many groceries in my hand, you gonna help me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the little stuff.
That stink. Because I be trying to help you with groceries.
You offer.
And you do not let me.
But that's the point. You offer. You offer help. I deny it. But the fact is that you're thoughtful enough to even offer. Some people don't even have that in them.
Yeah.
They just be like, you got it, and walk off.
And we're saying that because clearly it carries over to many more things that are much more serious in a relationship. Like if you were to get sick, because these are the things you do have to consider when you are about to have a relationship, like a real relationship or a long-term relationship with someone. Are they considerate? If something were to happen to you, would they stick around? To me, that is really, really important. Like I said, when we met the lady that was with her husband, when he was in the military, he was strong. He was, muscular. But when I met them, he was in a hospital bed, not able to even barely lift his legs. His legs were about the size of my forearm. And it's like, if you were with a partner that only cared about themselves, didn't care about you and your well-being, wasn't considerate, she definitely wouldn't have still been there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's important to see how considerate they are, for sure. Like, you definitely don't want no selfish partner. And also it also like, it also translates in the bedroom. Once again, like, how considerate are they? Do they care about your pleasure or only theirs? Like, all of that stuff really matters. And again, guys, please know that it should be a two-way street. It's not just a one-way street when it comes to having sex. Do not accept bad sex. Do not accept inconsiderate sex. You don't have to. I mean, maybe you think you do, but you don't.
Well, if you like everything else about the person and they just suck.
But if they're being inconsiderate and actually just being trash it is two different things. It still sucks, but it's still two different things. Because if they're really trying, I mean,
how long are you supposed to let them try?
I don't know, but I'm saying it's still two different things to me. It's like versus it's like, dang, I really want to get better. I really want to try, and I'm trying. Maybe you can see the effort, but if it's somebody that just like, pow, pow, I'm done. I don't care if you enjoyed it or not. What if this other person that is really trying, they stink, but they're at least trying? You got to give an A for effort, right?
But how long though?
I don't know.
That's the question.
That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know. That is a good question though.
They're trying, right? They're trying. They're asking the right questions, but they're just not good. You're like, oh, I want you to do this with your mouth, and they try it, and it's like, okay, what can I do to be better? You tell them, and it's still like, it's like, how long do you go?
Again,
with that?
That's why that was number 3. How good is the sex? Okay, that's something to look for when you're choosing a partner. If sex is important to you, if it's not, then that is null and void, and it doesn't matter. But the inconsideration
but is it
matters.
Important to the other person?
What, the person that stank?
No. You're saying if it's not important to you, but what if? Yeah, absolutely. Even the person that stank, it can still be important to them. Nobody had to. You know what I mean? Like,
Lord, like they want to still have sex and they stank.
They could be enjoying.
Oh no,
enjoying it, and you're not.
Like I said, number 3. How good is the sex? That's something to look for. All right, number 5. Do they get along with your family? And this is for people that care about that. Some people, they're not close to their family, so this doesn't pertain to you. But if you
usually have somebody though you consider family,
right? Friend, yeah, a close friend, someone. So do they get along with your family? I think that is really important. Like you said, it doesn't matter if it's actually blood family.
But also, before you make that a part of your life, make sure you know who your family is too. You have a bunch of people around you who are haters that will just hate on your relationship because they not in one. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be careful of those people too.
Yeah.
But getting along with your people, that is important, because if you're going to marry somebody, you're just not marrying that person. You're marrying their family too.
Correct.
That just comes with the territory. They're going to be there some kind of way.
Yeah.
And when you have kids, the mothers, the fathers, they're going to want to be involved. Sisters, brothers, you know, usually they want to be involved in some type of way.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have a toxic family, then this doesn't pertain.
If you just have
clearly,
a toxic family, you got to
a lot of times you probably not even going to want to be around them.
Right.
So you definitely can't expect your partner to want to.
You just got to do you in that situation. And if you try to deal with your family, you got to separate those two lives.
Right. But if it's like a close-knit family, you know, and your partner just can't get along with them for some reason, to me, that's definitely a red flag. Like, I'm close to my family. You know, am I going to let my family determine who my partner is? No, but I am to a certain extent, because I spend Christmas with my family. I spend all these different things. Though.
Then they're not haters. So if they got a problem with your partner, I literally would check your partner at that point.
Right. Yeah.
You know, if your mother got your best intentions and they don't like your partner, ask them why they don't like them. Like, dive into it. So that
because I was going to say, when we first started dating, your mom was not
Yeah, I didn't care though.
Feeling me.
He was a little ghetto bunny.
I was definitely rough around the edges, but
so was I.
But my intentions for you was always pure. It's always been the same. My personality has always been the same. My bubbly personality, my loving, welcoming personality has always been the same. But she didn't want to like me because I was with her son. So in that case,
we had moved into that white neighborhood and things were a little different. That's what it was.
You know,
but I was like, that's not where I grew up. That's what, like, and this might be a little off topic.
It's definitely
off
topic.
Together, Key used to always have these jokes that I didn't understand. She used to always have these money jokes, and I'm like, I ain't got no money. Like, we just moved into a white neighborhood.
Okay, y'all, because his mom used to make me feel like we were just the bottom of the barrel because we lived in the hood. And I'm like, wait a minute. And when she was talking about shopping at Macy's, mind you, I had never even stepped into Macy's. I didn't know. I was like, oh, that's fancy from what I hear. You know, I've seen it.
And she used to have these jokes, and I used to just be like, I'm not sure whether to laugh or not because I'm confused. Because I know I'm getting the ass into these jokes, and I'm like, what money is she talking about? It's one thing in particular.
I'd be like, okay, rich boy, you know.
I'm sitting there like, what? And again, she didn't know, like, I'm an 80s baby.
I had no idea.
The crack era. Like, I grew up around crackheads.
That's terrible.
No, I'm saying, like, in Connecticut, which was hit by the crack epidemic hard, like, we grew up in the middle of all that. Jamaican immigrant parents. We ain't had. But again, much.
I didn't know that. All I saw was your mom coming in to our house.
She just. That's because my mama bougie.
So bougie. So I'm thinking that's where you came from.
She got a little money and she started wearing the shawls and the flowy stuff.
Oh yeah, because Carol gonna give you a look. Okay, right? She gonna give you a look
and all that. And I'm sitting here like I'm just now getting my first pair of J's.
Hey, okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying for people that are in that type of situation, like you can't consider the how well do you get along with the family because that was not my fault.
It was not.
That's all I'm saying. That was not me.
She told me that was going on. I was like, no, I got to check my mama. You know,
I had to check your mom.
I didn't even realize that was going on because she was talking about how you ate spaghetti.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how we eat spaghetti. What are you talking about?
Nah, but I was a little ghetto when so they where did we go? I forgot where we went.
Probably Olive Garden.
Like Olive Garden or somewhere.
So gross. But
so I'm eating first of all, let me paint the picture real quick.
It probably was Olive because she loved it. Ugh,
all right. Anyway, my nails usually are very long. They grow long.
My nails are this thing for the people that's watching about the longest thing right here.
No, they weren't. They were long and they were orange. And I think I had your name on one of my nails, right?
Probably.
I had Kevin on my nails because I was just like so in love. So I had Kevin on I remember it was on these two and palm trees because I'm from Florida. I had to represent, okay? It was the most ghetto airbrush nails. But anyway, okay, I get that she looking like, look, I get that part because I was a little rough around the edges, okay?
So was I.
But I was cute too though. So anyway, we're in Olive Garden or wherever we were. She took us on a date. Like she took us just so she can meet me, get to know me and stuff like that. So I'm just and then, you know, and I'm animated and I just think she was just like, this is too much. This is too much. She probably just looked at me like, oh, this is going to be a really
my mom also
ghetto
had the
situation. I don't know.
Etiquette thing.
She definitely does.
That I never
Not
followed.
no more though. Not anymore. Because I'd be like, girl, if you don't put the that fork and knife down when you eat chicken
with a knife
wings,
and a fork, like
put it down.
And I'm like, when did this happen? And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, so in our situation, right? I had just been living by King, and anybody that's from Tampa, I used to live in Granada Apartments, right next to Society Park, right down the street from Nucio in the Fishbowl. I used to be in Nucio in the Fishbowl all the time, right? So I'm with all the hood dudes. We used to live in the hood. Like and I'm like, you ain't never figure out why I always feel comfortable at your house?
No, I just thought you liked me a lot.
And I'm like, we moving to New Tampa. That's new for me.
I didn't know that, sir.
I don't even know how white neighborhoods work at that time like that. You know what I'm saying? This is new.
I didn't know.
Like new.
I would say affluent neighborhoods, not white neighborhoods.
I thought your family was so dope. They were so comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's like when you talking about getting along with your partner's family.
Well, you got along fine with mine. Yes. I had to check yours. Because mind you,
well, technically I had to
check all of your family.
There was some checking.
Except your sister, except Nikki. I never had an issue with her. Your aunt, your grandma, I said, y'all call me Yankee one more time. I don't care.
It's an American thing.
Don't care. I didn't like it.
You're an American.
I don't care.
They're Jamaican. All Americans are Yankees.
But the way they said it.
That's the way Jamaicans say it.
The way they said it. Every time I wanted like some grits or some Southern food, they'd be like, something Yankee. No, I didn't like it. So I checked it.
Yeah, that's just what Jamaicans call Americans.
I don't care. Sorry, guys. I ain't like it. I'm so sorry.
But there was some checking with your family as well.
Who?
Your uncles tried to intimidate me.
They did.
It didn't work.
They was just trying to make sure that you could protect me if another person ever came up on you or on me. That's it.
Yeah.
Try to make sure you could stand on your own. Because they wouldn't want me with no punk.
I get it. And your mama, when I met her, she was pregnant. She tried to intimidate me to her little self.
Anyway, so it depends. I guess it depends. All that depends, right? Yes. But those are the 5 ways or the 5 things that'll help you out when you're looking to choose a partner. And then, of course, let's talk about like the list. Not everybody. A lot of people make a list. Mm-hmm. And these things on the list are, a lot of times to me, from what I've seen, there are a lot of things that people want from others that they're not even capable of giving willing to give.
I think a lot of people's lists are more so unrealistic just because they want people who don't. You want too many things crisscrossed, and you're not even that person.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And it's not fair to think that somebody's just going to come along and be a cookie cutter cutout.
A perfect version of what you,
You don't want to compromise. But you also want them to have the money. And you know what I mean? Like all the stuff that's going on nowadays. And too many people want somebody above their station financially, don't know what the pitfalls are of that. And then the people who are so for example, a man who makes $100,000 a year and he's single, his life is probably pretty good while he's single. Or a woman, doesn't matter. Once you add in a second person, that $100,000 don't go as far no more. Things change. You need a car, I need a car. So you got to pay for more stuff out of that $100,000. Then you want to add a kid, and it's still just $100,000 coming in. That stretches real thin, real quick.
What's that have to do with the list?
Because a lot of people on their list, there's always, I want somebody who makes $100,000 a year, and without understanding what that $100,000 actually is or what it means. They don't consider taxes or none of that. So the person who's on the other end of that. Not them considering
taxes when they're making their list.
I'm saying they don't. Do that. But the person on the other side of that, if it's somebody who's going to date somebody who's on a lower financial aspect than they are, they're thinking about those things. So when you're saying you run around, I want somebody that makes $100,000. It's like you don't understand $100,000 because more than likely you ain't never made it. Because you don't see people who make $100,000 talking about I want somebody else who make $100,000. That's not even a conversation. That's usually people who make like 30 and 40 grand talk about they want somebody who make $100,000 and don't understand money. So while you have this on your list, it's unrealistic because you can't even understand that person's finances. You know, that's why you get a lot of these women who like, I don't want to work, but I want somebody that makes 6 figures. And it's like, you're already talking about less than 10% of the population. So how are you going to jump in there, get somebody, and now your life is just going to be great when all the pressure flips to that person? You don't never think about that person when you're making that list. It's all about you.
No, yeah, of course.
But how can you not if that's your partner? How can your list be so one-sided that you only think about yourself?
A lot of times the list is definitely one-sided. A lot of times. Not all the time, because there are people that are like, okay, I'm going to put this list down. I'm going to look and see how many of these things on the list match up with me too. You know what I mean? Like, am I also this, and this? Because I feel like a lot of times people say, don't make a list. Just kind of let it be, right? And then some people say make a list so that you know what you should be looking for, or you should know.
Be loose. Yeah. I think you technically should have 2 columns on your list. The things that are deal breakers that you will not put up with, and the things you are willing to compromise on. because there has to be a compromising list. I think you could have, do they speak your love language? Are they kind to you? Whatever your priorities are in a relationship. Do they want kids, not want kids? Do they want to get married, not want to get married? Those are your deal breakers. And then you got the things that you're willing to compromise on. They don't make $100,000 a year. You make 40, they make 45. Now y'all got 95 together. 85. My math is low off. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess that's what I don't understand, because finances are so important in people's relationships. And I don't think I think it matters, but it shouldn't be the focal point, because a lot of people don't want to work. I'm like, look, two people going to come together and join their lives together. Both people got to compromise. Are you messy? Are you clean? Are you dirty, or are you messy? You know what I'm saying? Dirty might be a deal breaker. Messy different. Might not be.
Right.
That's just you throwing your clothes on the floor after you get out the shower, versus you just bad hygiene.
I know somebody like that.
Like, your house stink all the time. You don't wear deodorant. House. You know what I mean? Like, you musky and funky. Like, you know what I mean? Those are deal breakers.
Not for some people.
Oh, damn.
Is that a deal breaker for you, Corey?
If she funky? Or you gonna bathe her?
But what if she don't want to?
I did date somebody that was a little like free spirited.
Okay, a little free spirited hippie type.
A little hair was growing on the armpit for a little bit.
Okay,
that's not too terrible.
That's not terrible.
But did it smell?
Right.
No, it didn't smell.
So then, that's not, because that's natural. Yeah. Hair is natural, so that's not considered. To me, that's not considered bad hygiene.
But then, like, sometimes, like, when we go to bed, I'll be like, "You're not gonna brush your teeth."
Oh.
I see. I see how this is going to go. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, like, is bad hygiene a deal breaker for you?
I guess it wasn't.
Right. So, I mean,
probably to a certain extent.
I feel like I could help with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like she said, what if they just don't want to? What if they don't want to take a shower? They only want to take a shower once a week. Apparently, that's a thing that's going around now.
That's the thing now.
People only taking showers once a week. Yeah. Talking about some of your natural body oils.
But, I mean, some people do. Some people, I ain't saying I'm that person, but I'm saying some people, they have, like, their body odor is not offensive. Like, their natural body odor is very, like, mellow, I guess. I don't know.
See, here's my issue with the hygiene thing.
I feel like we're getting off subject. We're going.
This is all related. And it's okay to get off subject sometimes, because it matters.
Yeah.
This matters.
Okay.
I'm a spontaneous sexual being, right? I want to have it randomly. I prefer for you to be fresh, though. So, like, the second you get out the shower, I'm literally in the house hunting. Like, I hear the shower turn on, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go take a shower in the other bathroom real quick so that I'm fresh. So when she don't even know what's coming.
I do.
But if you don't never take a shower,
if
you don't never take a shower, how much? Come on, like.
Yeah, and I thought that was like bad for.
I did too.
That area.
Is that not?
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But like the way that you clean it matters.
But I know as a guy,
like you don't want to do bubble baths every day. That's bad for the hygiene. But you can clean it every day, but you don't have to. You don't put soap in it.
So are these people who don't work out also?
Probably. I mean, these people probably don't sweat. They probably sit in a cubicle, or they probably work from home. If they work from home and they're not really doing much.
But I'm a clean dude, and when I put my drawers on and I be walking around all day, and I go home and I use the bath, sometimes I'm like, damn, I need to take a shower, and I ain't sweat. I ain't do none of that.
Moving on.
Oh no, the hygiene thing is that's a there's a line. There's a line with the hygiene where it's like, this is okay up to this point. As soon as you go across this line, no.
Right, and some people's lines are further back than others. That's all, you know. I would say too, your partner, if I'm doing a list, like give me 5 things on your list, like that you have to. You said, you kind of gave me that already. You did. So I'll give you mine now. 5 things I besides what we talked about already, that I look for, like that would be on my list. I guess all of those things, actually. I guess all of those things. So never mind. But my question is, when is it time to walk away from a partner if you have looked at all those things, the 5 things that we talked about? If you've looked at all those things and, like Corey said, I felt like I could fix it.
I also think that's the downfall for a lot of relationships.
Right. Like, when do you, because I do feel like there is a fine line. Like, you can turn people around. Mm-hmm. Like, you can help them with certain things, for sure. But then where is that boundary? Where's that line that it's like, okay, that's enough. I'm going to exit now.
I feel like as a man, if I'm talking to my woman and I'm like, I don't particularly like these things, and you have to give me effort in order to change them. Mm-hmm. That's what it comes down to, mm-hmm. right? Because to me, that may not be a red flag, though. It's just these are some things that I'm not willing to compromise on. So if you're willing to at least meet me halfway.
But some people will hit you with you got to give me time. So that's what I'm saying. When, like, and I guess that's that's small. But I'm saying, like, everybody has their different time, their different time stamps. Like, they're different.
Feel like it depends on what you're willing to put up with. If it's something that's not so bad that you can't put up with it, then yes, you can give them time. Mm. If it's something you can't, then obviously don't give somebody time for something you hate. Mm-hmm. If they're not willing to change.
Because people gonna hit you with the guilt trip all the time.
Which I don't even understand.
They're gonna hit you with but I'm trying. But if you don't see the effort, it's like, but I don't see the effort. Like, people can, I'm trying you for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And you be like, you hit that mark and be like, dang, nothing changed really. Like,
the big thing going around on the internet,
you've wasted time,
is men talking about they don't want to be in a relationship because they don't want anybody to control them. They want to be able to do what they want to do when they want to do. They're human and they're supposed to be free. And I'm like, when you get in a relationship, you don't even know that junk can save your life.
Definitely
you ain't
could.
Even, like, keeping you out of situations you shouldn't be in, keeping you from around people you shouldn't be around, like having not so much a curfew, but a respect factor for your partner. Mm-hmm. Not being out till 2, 3 in the morning. What are you out 2, 3 in the morning? Only thing happened at 2, 3 in the morning is bad stuff, right? So you in the house by midnight or earlier. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad thing. Get you some sleep. Get you ready for the next day. Everybody talking about their money, but you at the club till 3, 4 in the morning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that partner, they can help you with life. So
absolutely.
By checking your freedom, because discipline, especially in our community, to me is the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. We don't have discipline. Men don't have discipline with their penis. Women don't have discipline with a lot of stuff also. Mm-hmm. Men is mainly our penis. That's just what they think with first. So we don't have no discipline. So if we have more discipline in our life, and sometimes that partner is what you need in order to give you that discipline. Because you hear all the time, oh, such and such went to prison. Man, that probably changed his life or saved his life. Why you got to do all that to save your life when you got people around you that care about you? They want you to change your life now, but you're not willing to listen to them. So sometimes when you get in a serious relationship, it could literally be the best thing for your life. Yeah. If you're willing to allow it.
Yeah. Thank you. That's true. I did that for you.
Yes. I did that
you. You don't have to thank me.
I did that for you.
You don't have to thank me. No,
I couldn't even tell you who I'd be without you. I don't even want to think about that right
now. So take our advice on that. Hopefully that helps. I'll say, I'm going to tell you to take anything, but I'm saying hopefully.
I'm going to tell you to take it.
Hopefully those things help you guys when you're choosing your partner, when you're considering who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or at least a long time or a serious relationship with. That's it for me. I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. I think we said it all.
If they got questions, comments, and concerns, hit us up on the web.
Not concerns.
On the social sites. You know what I mean?
Yes, follow us.
We'll address it in another podcast.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We got a TikTok now.
At the Perfect Couple Podcast.
At where?
The Perfect Couple Podcast.
Yes, and you can follow our solo pages at Keaira LaShae.
KP _ the CEO.
Make sure to check out our sponsors. If you're looking to up your nutrition game, make sure to check us out at justmovesupplements.com, a premium vegan supplement brand with proteins that taste like it came from your grandma's kitchen and energy supplements that taste like Kool-Aid. Make sure to check us out at justmovesupplements.com. Are you ready for a crazy transformation? Check out ifyoucanmove.com to experience a variety of fun workouts like dance, kickboxing, calisthenics, and monthly fitness challenges that get you amazing results. And don't forget to download the app.
Go to teamlashae.com for all your fitness accessory needs, from gloves to booty bands and everything in between.
Check out PageAndAmari.com for luxury and athleisure wear. Look stylish at the gym, on a date, or just hanging out.
Show your love for Black culture with sayit-loud.com, our statement brand that highlights Black excellence.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.